Hi everybody, I'm Trish. You're at the Purple Painted Lady. We're located in Macedon, New York. We have a few locations. We are a chalk paint by Annie Sloan retailer, stockist. And we wanted to jump on here because we have a customer, her name's Sarah. Sarah Dunlevy, I hopefully pronounced that correctly. And she had a question regarding two colors. Annie Sloan's newest color, Oxford Navy, and then Annie's Napoleonic Blue. So we thought we'd come on here because she wanted us to mix a little graphite with both, and I want to explain and show that for you. But I just want to mention that we sell chalk paint in our locations. We also sell it online. If you have a local retailer, a local stockist anywhere near you, I would strongly suggest you go visit them, make them your best friend, support them. If you have questions, you need project help, they're the people to go to. They're going to be an amazing resource for you. But if you happen to live somewhere in the United States and there isn't anyone close to you, you don't have anyone near you that ships, please give the Purple Painted Lady a call. We're here to help you. Okay, so without further ado, I want to talk about these two colors. Again, it was Napoleonic Blue and then Oxford Navy. And Oxford Navy is a new color. It was released in 2019. We've actually painted a few kitchens with this color, primarily mostly on the bottom cabinets, and then we did original, and we've also done old white on top. It looks really sharp. But they are the two, I guess you can say, darkest blues in Annie's chalk paint suite. So Napoleonic Blue, according to Annie, is inspired by an ultramarine and cobalt blue pigments used for decorative work and everything from neoclassical interiors through to modern 20th century decoration. It's sort of like the color, like a blueberry? What would you think this is like? It's a bright blue. It's definitely brighter. Cobalt. Like your bottled glasses, like the glass bottles, right? Yeah, I mean, it is a very pretty color. Okay, so the other color that I want to talk about is called Oxford Navy. I love this color. I absolutely love it. I love it with gold or brass handles, hardware. You can add copper if you want. According to Annie, and I think this description is just brilliant and it makes total sense, which of course it comes from Annie, so of course it does that. But she says Oxford Navy is an inky, like as in a ballpoint pen, inky, traditional navy blue, which evokes the strong August blue of academic insignia and fountain pens, as well as the rich pigment indigo blue, so synonymous with traditional Indian block printing. So this is a great color. And in some lights, in some lighting, it can even almost look, I wouldn't say black, but it is a very dark navy. So just be prepared on that. So Sarah gave us a call. I actually put a post out on Facebook and wanted us to show these two colors. And she also wanted to see Napoleonic mixed with graphite chalk paint. So we actually have some cans of paint open. We can actually do some different mixing. We have some sample boards painted already where we mixed graphite with Napoleonic Blue. And graphite is a very dark charcoal black. If that is even a word, I do not know. But it is a very dark color. So let me get a little scoop of that. So it's definitely more of like a battleship dark gray, steel gray. Can look black in some lights, but under some lighting, but it is definitely more like charcoal if you ask me. Okay. So what I thought we could do is Annie has these great mix pads, and we sell the sheets online. They're a very heavy cardstock, and you can actually then put a little dot of the actual original color, and then you can mix it 1-to-1 in different ratios, and then you can save these for future use. So if you're a kind of person, you do custom work for customers, for people who find you online on the internet, Facebook, Craigslist, whatever, these are really helpful because then customers can look at these papers and maybe they'll pick out custom color versus using a chalk paint straight out of the can. So I am going to put a little dab of Napoleonic Blue on a plate also. Let me see if I can get this. I'm not even sure if I can do that. This is Napoleonic Blue. Isn't that a pretty color? That is a pretty color. It's a very thick paint. It reminds me of the color of that cobalt from vintage antique glass bottles. I think you have an idea of what I mean. It is a brighter blue, really pretty. Compare that to Oxford Navy, which definitely reminds me of the color of the blue-black ink from a ballpoint pen. It can look black depending upon the amount of natural light you have in a room, so keep that in mind. Okay, so let me just do some Napoleonic Blue. You're good. Let me go with the graphite. Okay, so we're gonna do 1-to-1. Yeah. So that's Napoleonic 1-to-1. Can you get a little closer? Just like that. Perfect. And then I'm going to do Napoleonic. Hang out where you're at. And then I'm going to do, that's probably about almost 2-to-1. It starts to get a little, what do you think? Almost a little too gray.
Yeah. I was gonna say it looks.
That's almost too much graphite.
Like graphite.
Yeah. I'm almost done. Okay, hold on. Okay, so that shows you the color mixed with 1-to-1 graphite and then probably almost 2-to-1. Okay, so what I did is I took basically and did a 1-to-1 mix of Napoleonic Blue to 1 part graphite, mix them together, and that gives you an idea of the outcome. We've also done this and created some sample boards with some different ratios. So again, I just want to show you, this is Napoleonic Blue out of a liter container. Okay, there's probably 2 coats of paint on here and clear wax on this board right here. So then what we did is we took Napoleonic Blue and we mixed it with, we did 4 parts Napoleonic Blue to 1 part graphite. And this was the sample board we created, which is a really pretty color. It is a navy. It's not quite nearly as dark as Oxford Navy. So again, this is Oxford Navy. This is Napoleonic Blue right out of the liter. And then this top board is Napoleonic Blue, 4 parts Napoleonic Blue mixed with 1 part graphite. And it gives you an idea of the difference, okay? So then we took it another step further. And in this case, I guess you can say we actually did it lighter. So in this one we did 8 parts Napoleonic Blue to 1 part graphite. Let me just set these down so that way you can get a better idea. So this is a 4-to-1 mix of Napoleonic with graphite. This is a 8-to-1 mix of Napoleonic with graphite. Might be a little difficult to tell, but obviously the top one that has 8 parts Napoleonic to 1 part graphite is lighter than the one that was 4 parts Napoleonic Blue to 1 part graphite. So hopefully you can pick up on that. Kind of getting a little closer, okay? And just to make a comparison, again, this is the original Napoleonic, straight out of the liter. And then this is Oxford Navy, right out of the liter. Okay, if you have questions on these colors, feel free to text us, call us, email us, Facebook us. You can reach us all different ways. But hopefully this answers Sarah's question. You can see it. Sarah, I want to mention one other thing to you in this video. If you ever thin your chalk paint with water and you're using a really pigmented color, a dark color, like Oxford Navy, if you add water to some paint, just a little small amount, and then you come back and you paint over a second coat, you want to make sure you get a uniform application over the whole surface. If you only do a little touch-up, sometimes it almost looks like you can see that where it feathers out, you can see a difference. So make sure if you're going to thin anything with water, personally on really pigmented colors, I prefer pouring some of that paint out into a separate container and adding a little water to that versus taking my paintbrush, dipping it in water and dipping it in the paint. You're going to see some variance in your shades of that particular color, and it may not be the best thing, especially if you're doing your kitchen cabinet. So keep that in mind. Again, today, that was all about Napoleonic Blue versus Oxford Navy. Napoleonic Blue, Oxford Navy. Thanks.